Bitch, I'm in the...
What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Brian. With me always,
I'm Mark.
Right there. Hey, what's happening, Mark? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, I think.
You think?
Yeah, still trying to find a fucking house. Every house we find,
we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Every damn time I find a house, it's gone the next day. But I am looking at a house tomorrow, so that's a good thing.
Where are you moving to, buddy?
I'm moving to Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky Fried Chicken over here.
Yeah. Don't worry, your wife will have you up there before long.
Whatever, we'll see.
You say that.
Anyway, so Mark, we are live tonight. Right here.
We are
talking shit.
We're live.
Absolutely.
What the hell?
We have a friend of mine, somebody that I know.
You have friends?
Every once in a while I get a friend or two.
Oh shit, yeah.
I know this gentleman. Here's the thing. Like he left doing what we did together, and now he's doing his own thing. And this is Ruckus from Ruckus Rocks Podcast, True Crime Podcast. You want to bring him on the screen here? Ruckus, what's happening, buddy?
What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Fantastic. So I was just getting into it. You and I, we kind of go back a little ways. We used to kick it.
We go way back like a lazy boy.
That's right. We absolutely do.
Yeah. Dude, I had a blast working with you guys. I miss everybody over there. I need to stop in more.
Well, stop in. You know where we're at. I mean, we're literally right down the road.
It's nice.
I'm literally right down the road from him.
Yeah, you're in flaming arrow range from me, dude. I could probably lob an arrow to your house from here.
Probably.
Send the pigeon over.
Yeah.
I need some sugar.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you know pigeons die after they have sex?
I'm glad
the
I'm
one
not
I
a pigeon.
fucked did anyway. Oh.
Yep, he's got a lot of those, ladies and gentlemen. So the field,
that
was right across the street, Ruck. Where you grow your right across the street from where we work.
The corn.
No. He's gonna get this here. The field where you grow all your your things.
Yes. What about
it? It is overflowing with them now.
You kidding me?
Overflowing with fucks.
No shit.
Absolutely. I mean, the fucks are so tall now that I was just like, holy shit, that's a lot of fucks. George must have came by. Ruck, listen, how did you get into doing true crime, man? I mean,
well, remember I had my shoulders replaced, had that surgery. I knew that was coming up. I knew I was going to be laid up for a year. Right. So I started looking on YouTube, for like shows, series and shit like that about true crime. And I stumbled across a couple of channels. I had no idea that people did this kind of stuff. And I said, well, I'm going to throw my ugly mug on there, and gave it a shot, But it's trying sometimes. It's a touchy community. But I just do my thing. I do what I want. I don't give a fuck what anybody says or thinks. But as it turns out, I started meeting people and working with a gentleman named Mr. Steve. He has True Crime Web, and he has a foundation. People donate to this foundation, and it's like a bottomless pit. They want to help these folks, like the Evansdale case. That's 13 years old now. 2 little girls were abducted and killed in Evansdale, Iowa. And there's been no arrests on it. So we work cases like that. But we have to be careful. If somebody confesses with me, that means shit. That's hearsay. So we try and get new evidence, new leads, work with law enforcement, working with a retired detective in Reno, another one here in Florida. There's a serial killer walking around in Florida right now. I know who he is and where he lives. We got to get that fucker locked up. His name's Curtis Huff.
Well, how do we know that he's a serial killer?
He killed 4 people in the early 90s. And I'm working with actually 2 retired detectives on that case. They have the whole shooting match on this guy. So we're going to try and run the DNA. One of the bodies they found, it was this real off the wall band, but they found a cassette case underneath her body, his first victim, actually. And he beat them all to death with blunt objects, right? And just to rob from them. The most he ever got at one time was $1,200. And then when they finally looked into him, the cassette was in his tape player in his truck.
Oh.
So they, yeah. Now here's the deal. He killed people in 3 different counties. Back in the 90s, they didn't work together. 2 of the sheriffs were fucking assholes, but they're gone now. So we're going to hit on him hot and heavy. You can jump in on that if you want. I'm going to go knock on that cocksucker's door.
Where does this guy live?
Oh, no, you just brain farted me. I've got Evansdale on my mind because that's when I'm working hot and heavy. He's down by Sarasota, down by that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll come to me, and when it does, I'll blurt it out before I forget it.
That's okay. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal. He's not having a seizure or a stroke, ladies and gentlemen. That is normal.
Fuck you.
Oh, look at there. Emma is in the house saying hello as well.
Yeah, I'd like to say hi to my folks, Louise, Jinx.
Absolutely.
Olivia.
Everybody's in here, Ruck. So
Blue-eyed Trucker. I see Brandon's in here. Blue-eyed Trucker. He's an over-the-road trucker. Well, not over the road. He's local, but he drives a big semi.
yeah.
And week before last, he's pulling up to a light, and there was a car in front of him, and the light was red. So he slowed down and came to pretty much a stop. Well, then it turned green. So just as he started to go, another semi-truck rammed into the back of him, doing about 60.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
The other truck driver fell asleep. So could you imagine, if his name's Blake, Blue-eyed Trucker's name is Blake, but could you imagine if Blake wasn't between that car and that trucker that fell asleep?
Could have got
I saw the
got real
picture
bad
of it,
real
dude.
fast.
And I was like, dude, my Temu order better not have been on either one of them fucking trucks. Or someone's gonna ask for it.
Well,
Hey,
I mean, those Temu orders come in a giant package anyway, and they're always black on the inside. I don't know
Brian,
what that's all about.
Brian, before we go any further, we need to bring something up real quick.
Go ahead.
It's right there at the bottom of the screen. Here until October 18th, we will be collecting money for the Children's Miracle Network. We're only asking for a $1 donation. Our Cash App is TS Podcast, and we will give the money live on our show when we do it October 19th. And all we're doing is asking people for $1. And I mean, that's better than some of these other places that are asking like for hundreds or
listen, people can
25.
donate whatever they want to donate, but yes, I think that $1 a dollar donation, and Ruck, I think you would probably agree. Like, do you miss $1? Dude, I take $1 out, I lay it on the counter, and if it comes up missing, I don't scramble to look for that $1. Do you?
Dude, I'm married. I haven't seen $1 in 38 years. But I don't want to fuck my phone up here, but as soon as we're done with this, I'll send you guys a 20 spot. We'll get this thing kicking. Anybody that subscribes to my channel, kick this for a good cause. It's for the Children's Miracle Network. These guys aren't keeping any money of it. Hey, Nana73, how are you? It's a great cause. And I'm going to What are you laughing at?
Emma says she's telling your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, she can tell my wife. That's all right. You know Bonnie. You can tell her.
She's a very nice lady.
Sure she is.
I don't think she can stop you.
No. I don't hold back from her. She whatever she wants.
Miranda Lee is in the house.
Hi, Miranda.
All right. So getting back to it, so you had the shoulder surgery, and you were looking for a podcast maybe to listen to, just something to give you some kind of freedom and something to listen to and stuff like that.
Yeah, because
you skipped over talking shit immediately because you were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Dude,
we were probably not.
You had a podcast. Now I don't know how the algorithm works. I put in serial killers, and these podcasts came up, and I started talking to this guy. He was from the Netherlands, and that's how I started out on the podcast talking with him. But he, it just didn't work out. We're both alpha males, so it didn't work out.
I think I know that guy too.
Hey, when I searched up serial killers one day, just to see what I can find for podcasts, nothing really came up, but I did find a guy named Stephen Jarvis.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help me.
He's going to kill me in the comments in a second.
Hey, Rescue All the Dogs is awesome. I've gotten to meet most of these folks. Most of them are from Indiana. Been working on the Delphi case. Have you guys heard of the Delphi case?
The Delphi case is I've heard of
The
it.
little girls who were walking on the trails where there was the old railroad bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were working with the dad or something like that, weren't you?
No, that's Evansdale.
That's the Evansdale one?
That's Drew Collins from Evansdale. This
Okay.
one here, they arrested the guy, and the trial's coming up next month. Now, if you want chest pains and you want a bunch of bullshit, get involved with that case. That case is crazy. People think that this guy's innocent. He said he was there. One of the girls who got murdered, actually videotaped him as he was walking up to them. There's an unspent round that was at the crime scene.
They were walking on the railroad tracks, and all of a sudden that was the last thing that I remember that.
And also, he's confessed 61 times, but there's people that think he didn't do it. He's getting fucked over. He didn't do it.
He has to confess 99 times.
Yeah, I guess. I don't understand it. They said that he's being kept in confinement, tortured. They say that Odinus did it, that it was a ritual sacrifice.
But I bet you see a lot of that too, Ruck, don't you? Like people that you talk to are like, oh yeah, it was kind of like a voodoo thing, or do you see a lot of that kind of stuff?
No, honestly, no. No, not even when I was with the sheriff's office, dude. I've never seen any kind of shit like that. Most of the voodoo shit you see is the people that are high on heroin.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Speaking of which, I went over to my property today to meet a concrete guy, and there was like 5 used syringes just on my, I cut out my driveway. It's just dirt, but 5 used syringes, man. People are back there, getting high and fucking and everything else, man.
Oh, did you leave your syringes there?
No, it wasn't me. I promise it wasn't me. Well,
listen, put up some trail cams.
I drove Ruck home one night. We came from some party and we were hanging out, and this guy was walking down the road, ducks into the woods, and then I'm like, you guys didn't see that? He's like, no, I didn't see anything. I'm freaking out, so I jump out of my vehicle and I'm like, yo, bro, where the hell did you go? Come here. What are you doing? Because he's literally bumped up right against Ruckus's place there. Ruck's like, oh, don't worry about it, man. He's all hyped up. Don't worry about him. I said, man, what are you doing? What are you doing to me here? You're making me look bad.
Well, it's an empty lot. I don't give a fuck. Let me catch him on it when I live there.
That's going to be a different story.
Yes. But I'll put up some trail cams. I'll see what kind of fucking riffraff we got. You know where they're coming from, dude? On the other side of West Cardinal.
They're coming from over
there.
Yeah.
Our mailbox is open and there's mail all over. We get our mail right away. I'm retired. I don't do shit. So, I get my mail right away. But they get the crackheads going around robbing mailboxes all night looking for credit cards.
Dude, I don't even know that they send them regular mail anymore, credit cards, do they?
Yeah.
Do they really? I feel like I got mine by FedEx and it was 2-day.
No, that's when you have to get one replaced. They do it quicker.
Oh, okay. Because I was just thinking, holy shit, man! I've never had an issue with that shit. So, but all right. So former cop, former sales associate,
dental manager.
Oh yeah, that's right. You worked in you owned a bar too, correct?
Yeah, on Mac Daddy's bar. I worked for the Red Sox. I worked at Burger King. I was a restaurant manager for Burger King for a little bit. Now, I don't know if that makes me experienced or I'm a shitty employee because I've had so many jobs.
You did the military gig for a minute.
Yeah, 7 years.
Yeah, that must have been great that you got to play golf because you were in the Air Force.
Dude, I played golf for a living. I was good at golf back then. When I was over in Guam, I traveled around the Pacific playing golf. Bonnie hated it. Both of my kids were born there, so she was 20 years old, two brand new little babies, and I'm off in the Philippines playing golf with the general. Delphi Dummies is in the house. SP74, how are you? Delphi Dummies has a channel, and he makes fun. These people got a nickname called the Defense Daddies. And I'm just moving across the street, SP74. But we're building a house over there. But he does funny videos, and he's got some funny videos of me dancing and acting like an asshole, putting words in my mouth.
Well, you can't let people do that to you all the time.
No,
anyway.
you know me, dude. I can ignore the fuck out of people. It's a gift.
Yeah.
I remember that day me and Walker were standing out front, and this customer walks up the steps, and I hold the door open for him. He goes, "Do you guys have helmets here?" I said, "Dude, when I answer the phone here, I say, 'Hey, helmets up the ass. How can I help you?'" And Walker walks in with him, and the motherfucker bought a bike, a side-by-side, an ATV, and 2 helmets. I was like, "You better split that with me, you little skinny motherfucker." That joke was worth that shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But could you imagine if Chad heard me say that?
Oh, Chad would have lost his fucking shit, dude.
He would have lied. He would have fired me on the spot.
I just got a visit from one of the guys that trained Tim. Tim in finance. He trained Tim. Yeah. Tim's fantastic at what he does. And then what happened was he comes in and he goes, so I trained Tim to say this, and Tim would never do it because he knew he couldn't get away with it. But he said I would write somebody a number on a Kia, on a brand new Kia, and say, "Here, I'm going to give you a number that nobody is going to beat." So he'd write this number down, and customer would come back in like a couple of days and say, "Mike, you were right. There's not a customer out there, or there's not a dealership out there that can beat your price." He goes, "That's right. Not even me. I can't even beat that price."
Did he sell though? But
he sell. And that was the thing. He would sell because he'd say, "Now, do you want a real number? Come inside. Yeah. Let me take care of you." So
yeah, that was a great job.
It was. Listen, it still is. I mean, I do less sales now, I feel, than because I'm crunching numbers now in that finance box.
Yeah, you're doing F&I stuff, man. You're doing a great job, dude.
So I still do sales.
Brian doesn't do anything. Every time I come up there, he's not doing nothing.
No, because Brian's smart. He's got his customers lined up. He's smart. I used to sit out in the parking lot in one of the golf carts and get people. I'd open their car door for him. Otherwise, Brian would steal them.
Listen, this man left Love Motorsports and then only came back to Love Motorsports. And when he came back, he said, "I'm only here to fuck Sonny and Brian out of all their customers." I swear to God, I was like, "What?"
I told John, I was like, "I really don't need the job, but I just want to come back to fuck Sonny and Brian. That's the only reason I'm here."
Well, at least he was honest.
And we still go back and forth. Sonny is still, I think, the number one guy. But I mean, I could be the number one guy too if I keep putting my hand in your pocket.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, dude, I learned the hard way. I used to get mad at you guys until I realized that's the business. That's the industry, because it sucks when you spend 2 days with a customer and then you're off the next day and they come back in and they buy it and Sonny sells it to them.
And then you got to give him half of the fucking thing.
No, he wouldn't give me shit. He wouldn't say
that.
anything. Yeah, he wouldn't say anything. I'd call the customer and they're like, "What are you talking about? I bought it 2 weeks ago." I didn't care though.
No, nobody fucking said a word.
No, but everybody there is great. John's great to work for. Tim's awesome. We had a good bunch of guys, man. We had some fun there.
It's a different crew now, but it's we're still whipping them into shape.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I walk in and as soon as Charlie sees me, I don't even need to see him yet. I hear, ow!
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I miss you guys, but fuck that work and shit.
I
See, with
wish I
my
could say the same thing. Fuck that work and shit. I don't get to say that.
with my shoulders, even though they're titanium, I couldn't even push jet skis in and out.
Oh, we don't push those things anymore.
What the fuck are you talking
Oh,
about?
they hired a guy for that.
Shut the front door. Are you
I
kidding me?
promise you, we got what they call a lot porter now. You know what that is?
Yeah, lot boy.
Yeah,
That's what you guys used to call me, the lot boy.
It's fantastic.
You guys used to call me the fucking lot boy. But I would get you when I put him back. I'd put him in all fucked up, so it took you forever. If I was off the next day and I put machines away, you guys were fucked.
Rescue says we can fill the chat with Ruckus roast. Make yourself at home. Enjoy.
Yeah, they roast the fuck out of me, dude. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
That's good. I mean, listen, this is when you have a good cult following kind of thing too, because these folks are willing to listen to what you have to say and stuff. They came to Talking Shit, a shitty channel, and
It's
decided,
not
you know what?
hey, it's not a shitty channel. It could be worse.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it could be Ruckus Rocks.
We've done good in the year and a half that we've been going.
Yeah,
we've
dude,
had some pretty awesome.
We've had
people
some
that make
great.
it happen, so.
Yeah, we've had some great guests on the show. I mean, hell, you were even a guest on the show, Brian.
Oh, is that how Brian got involved? He was a guest.
Oh,
No.
no. Because we do a military appreciation.
Okay.
Yeah,
show.
twice a year we do the appreciation to the vets and military all together. And
we open it up for anybody that's in the military. So we try to get somebody from the Air Force, the Navy, the what's that thing called? Oh, the Coast Guard.
Yeah, we have we do it twice a year on that part, but we try to do once a month. Except this month we won't be doing a military show. We're doing
it's a military. That's a military check-in show. So anybody that is in the military, retired military, veteran, it doesn't matter if you're going into the military. It's a check-in. You know, we got your six, so we just want you to come on to the show, check in, that kind of thing. And I've invited you to, Ruck, so you're more than welcome anytime we have that show. I'll drop the link. I know you were out of town. I know you traveled to do a lot of this stuff. So when you're not traveling and when you're not, are you able to play golf now at all?
No,
not at all.
No,
sucks.
I've lost. I don't have rotator cuffs anymore. And
it's hard.
The scapula that connects to your chest to your shoulder, those are gone too. So I can't put my hands all the way behind my back. I can't get a full swing with a golf club. That's why it's a running joke when I go out with Mr. Steve and we're working on these cases. Dude, we go out in the fucking woods to these crime scenes. And he carries my stuff for me because he's a nice guy. But then he turns around on his show and says, oh, I had to carry Ruckus's purse for him and all that. So I said, fuck him. Now I call him my Sherpa. Carry my shit. He was the national treasure. The first trip I went on with him, everybody's like, oh, please be safe, Steve. That's a dangerous part and all that. I said, fuck, Steve, what about me? I'm going too. What's he, the national fucking treasure? I'm going to be on, and he does not fly. He's like John Madden. He only drives. He's never flown. So I say, fuck that. Pick me up in Reno. I'll fly to Reno. He picked me up there.
I don't like flying either, though. I'm not. I don't do planes. They're not great. Really fucks me.
I used to hate flying. Now I don't mind it. We have our QR code up there for the Cash App in the corner. So anybody that wants to do that. You
guys up. But just let me give a quick shout out. We got Brandon Baragry. I'm sorry, Brandon. He has his own channel. True Crime Talk with Frank Meister has his own channel. Jinx has her own channel. There's a lot of good people in this community. There's a lot of fucking morons, but there's a lot of good people too. And we all help each other out. We mod for each other and shit like that. Keep the chat going good. Because we'll have like 300-400 people in the chat. I think the most I ever had was like 560 for one. So you get some assholes in there and they can ruin the whole chat. And Contrarius Curious Contrarian, that's Dan. He has his own channel as well, and so does Blue Eyed Trucker. Those guys are on all night long. I'll get up at 5 in the morning, like I usually do, and they're still live. So I'll hop on with them in the morning because they're still driving and doing
Yeah,
lives.
Jinx, I subscribed to your channel this afternoon.
I still got to. I've been busy. I've been at work, and then I got home, and then I wasn't allowed to eat because Mark's yelling at me like, "Hey, where are you at?" And I'm like, "I'm fucking eating."
Bitch, I gave you 5 minutes. You took 10.
The food truck thing?
The wife still has the food truck. Tasty Buds.
They start back up next week, don't they?
Next week on the I think the 20th, she'll be at Love Motorsports in Homosassa. The new bar that just got bought, Old Kilos, remember Kilos?
Yeah.
On Grover Cleveland. That is now the Barrel. And that is owned by. Did you go to John's wedding?
Yes, I did. I remember about half of it, but yes, I was there.
Do you remember the girl that was running around taking care of everything? Hope, the girl Hope.
Yes. I knew Hope.
She owns the Barrel.
Oh well, I'll have to start going there.
So the 27th, Tasty Buds will be there from 5 to 10 as well, because she reached out. She was like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And my daughter's like, "Yep, sure do."
They're asking whose platform this is. This is Talking Shit's platform right now that you guys are listening to.
Now, you guys are affiliated with another channel as well, aren't you?
Oh, hell no.
We used to be. We were a part of a network that just didn't work out for us because we have different views. Like we have a direction that we want to go in. I can't be stuck on a certain time frame and a certain day. That's the big thing. You understand what I'm saying, right? So it just wasn't going to work, and I didn't want to hold them up. I mean, they have a decent channel, and I don't want to hold them up from growing their stuff either. Because what's going to happen is they're going to keep saying, "Hey, you're on a Thursday, but I need a Tuesday time slot." Then that's the downfall to this.
So we wanted to be able to do it on any day that we wanted to, and at any time that we wanted to, and
I was supposed to take another job somewhere else with Love Motorsports. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
No.
So store manager.
Oh, like John's
no
job type thing?
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that. He was going to be on his hands and knees, and never mind.
This fucking guy over here. You see this? Cocksucker.
Well,
Mark's not that funny, guys. He's funny looking, just not funny. So
Mark's funny.
I'm funnier than you.
From the waist down.
I don't have any.
It's because he's got fake hips. He can't fucking walk.
I can't run neither.
Well, you don't need to run. Well, you might have to in Kentucky. You got a pretty mouth, boy. You won't be able to run.
And that's his cousin.
Now
I have no cousins there. I have no cousins in Kentucky that I know.
Jinx is from Kentucky. She'll know.
Yes, she had asked me earlier on what part of Kentucky, and right now we're looking at around Bowling Green.
Nice. When I heard Jinx was from Kentucky, I said, "So if you and your husband get divorced, technically, are you still cousins?"
You'll always be family first.
I
love
always be family first.
Jinx is going to take me to Kentucky to a bourbon festival, and we're going to rock that. Dude, if you ever get a chance to meet Jinx, take it. She's about 4 foot nothing, and she'll climb up you and whoop your fucking ass, dude. She don't take no shit from nobody.
Well, our channel doesn't allow us to, as of right now, does not allow us to travel. I mean, we're set up to do like a live show at Walmart. We're gonna attempt that one again. We're gonna set it up a little bit differently for Children's Miracle Network and the car show and the whole thing. So we're gonna set that up a little bit differently, I think. But
we got to sit down and talk about what we want to do for this one.
I would love for our show to be able to make us money to a point where I could just be like, "Hey, I'm leaving Love Motorsports and I'm going to travel the country," and
it's
go.
Going to happen.
It's
the
never
only
going to
reason
happen.
I can do it is because Steve has that foundation. there's some philanthropists that want to help these victims' families, so they
Yeah.
fund us. We don't get paid, but it doesn't cost us anything, and
Right.
they basically say, what do you want? Whatever you need, equipment wise, take the families out to eat, they foot the bill and all that.
That's
But
really
there's not a
cool.
lot of money on YouTube. That's what cracks me up. People say that, oh, they're grifting. They're grifters. They're just doing this for money. I'll show you what I make. I think the most I ever made in 1 month was like $360. Last month I made zero. But I don't
Listen,
do that many lives. If I don't have anything to say about true crime, about the cases, then I don't do a live. And a lot of the stuff I can't talk about. You just can't talk about it because it's shit that we're working on behind the scenes. So, I don't do that many lives. But if you do interesting shit, Jesus, I've only had one glass of fucking whiskey. If you do interesting shit and then you do like one live a week or one every other week, I really don't have a schedule. Do you,
Yeah, we
do you
do.
guys use Discord?
I
no,
no.
no. Mark tried to, and then he was like, "It's fucking pointless."
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's good to get the word out. And when you're gonna do a live, you share it in the Discord. You put it. I noticed you guys don't even have a community page.
Um, what on YouTube?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You
I'm
need to
still
get a
I'm still
community
I'm
page.
I'm still working on all that. I
Oh,
I
let me
learned
know, dude. I'll come by. You live right
I
here.
I've
I'll come by and show you.
I've learned how to do certain things, with StreamYard, how to do, I'm learning how to do the intros, the outros. I even made a logo for one of my friends just this past week, and that'll be, I don't know when he's planning on putting it out there, so I'm not going to say that much. But yeah, it's I'm still just working on all this. We're, like today, or we were talking about it before. We jumped our following up by like 500 followers,
Yeah, something's going
and
on there.
something's going
That
on
that's
because we
because of
didn't do
me.
it.
That's because of me. I'm
Uh,
franchising you guys.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, if it keeps going the way it's going, by tomorrow morning we'll have over 1,000 followers.
And that's on Facebook?
Yep.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. That's what I was telling Mark. I was like, you click on a picture, profile picture, and then scroll over. It's a white person, and then it's an Indian. So I'm like, no. I'm telling you right now,
Indian like
somebody
cow or don't fuck my cow? What kind of
don't
Indian?
fuck my cow.
Oh, okay. You don't
Very
mind
sacred.
flipping?
But
Okay.
I'm going to look into it more. But we always said that if we got 500,000, we do a giveaway. But right now we're still trying to work on that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What kind of giveaways? You guys gonna make me look bad. I don't give away shit.
Oh well, listen, we get some T-shirts made up. We don't have a merch store, so I pay out of pocket and get these shirts made up, and then I typically sell them for, what do I sell them for? $23, unless you're a 3X, $25 for a 3X. Plus shipping, of course.
This is the nectar of the gods right here.
Is it wine?
No.
I don't.
Irish whiskey.
I'm not Irish, and I don't drink whiskey.
I don't
Do you
drink
have
it all.
any Irish in you at all?
Listen, hold on. We're not going there. We're not going there. I know where this is going. Not happening.
Come over. I'll give you some whiskey. You'll have some Irish in you.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's because you're able to refill yours there. I am completely empty, and I have a.
You want to take a break for a second, listen to a song, and come back, and then we can.
And keep talking with Rock, man.
No. We're going to play a game.
Oh, you want to play a game first, and then talk.
We'll play a game, and then we'll talk some more with Rock. How about that?
Okay, we're going to need somebody to play the game with Rock.
Yeah, so you get to pick somebody out of the chat that gets to play the game with you.
I get to pick?
You get to pick. Pick your opponent.
You get to
all the dogs.
Rescue all the dogs. Okay, that's who's going to play against you in the chat. Brian, which song do you want to play?
Play that one by that girl. What's her name?
By Grace McCoy.
Play Grace McCoy. There you go.
Now wait, did we
yeah.
get any rules of the game? Or what
Oh, we'll tell you.
We're gonna
We'll
come
tell
back
you.
and
fly by night bullshit is this?
Yes.
No.
Just wait
We
for it.
we will tell you. We
It's
will
a
tell you the rules.
surprise. It's a
We'll tell
very
you the
easy
rules.
game to play. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll tell you the
Okay.
rules when we come back.
Okay.
We'll see you in
This is-
3.
Okay.
3.
Grace McCoy.
Yeah, it's about 3.
Yeah.
They say I'm young, they say I'm dumb, but what they don't know, it's where I've been and who I am, all the ways I've grown. Blood and sweat, tears and regret, made me hard as stone. On my own, put the work in, yeah, I earned it, it's my destiny. Yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped, shooting my shot. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm the one, I'm a legend, get what I want. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped, shooting my shot. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm the one, I'm a legend, get what I want. Oh, 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 do a double take, see me on fire, see that I can't break. Knew I'd be great, knew I would rise through all of the pain. All of the loves are within now, keeper of all faith, never changed. Put the work in, yeah, I earned it, it's my destiny. Yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped, shooting my shot. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm the one, I'm a legend, get what I want. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped, shooting my shot. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm the one, I'm a legend, get what I want. Oh, 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 put the work in, yeah, I earned it, it's my destiny. Yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped, shooting my shot. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm the one, I'm a legend, get what I want. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped, shooting my shot. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm the one, I'm a legend, get what I want. Oh, oh, oh.
There we
Dude,
go.
I really got to find her and get her on our show.
No, she's fantastic, man. Like I've listened to a couple of her songs, really enjoy her music, and she is royalty free. So if anybody's looking for great music, check her out. You can find her on Spotify and a couple other platforms. What was her name again? Grace
McCoy.
Okay, you're supposed to help me out with this, bud. Jesus,
You're supposed to know this shit because you're the one that picks the music.
I do a terrible job at that too. See, all right,
Kids,
so
kids.
all right, so we are back. We're ready to play a little game called Florida or Not Florida. Very simple, very simple. Mark has a few questions that he's wrote down. He's found them online. They're ripped from the headlines of places around the United States and abroad. So this could have happened in Florida, or it didn't happen in Florida. So you don't get a point.
And this time they're all in the United States. I'll give you guys that. You get a point if you guess it right, Florida or not. You get 2 points if you can guess the state if it wasn't Florida that you picked that it happened in.
Picking the state is going to be a little hard unless we talk about Kentucky a lot. So just.
But we're not.
So I have Ruckus. And Ruckus, you said you wanted to play against Rescue All the Dogs, correct?
Correct. Yep.
All right. So everybody understands the rules.
I don't know.
Mark will read the first question.
Let's see here.
The first headline, I'm sorry.
Man arrested for robbing a house. He was caught for being on house arrest. He was wearing his ankle bracelet, and when he was robbing the house, well, he said he wasn't there. His ankle bracelet said otherwise.
I'll even go one better. Hudson, Florida.
Oh, we got one for Florida. Now let's see what Rescue says. Wabash, Indiana. All right, so I got one Florida, one not Florida. What do you got, Mark?
Well,
It happened in Florida. Did it happen in Hudson?
no, it happened in Citrus County.
Holy shit.
All right, I was within 40 miles.
And I actually know the person that this happened to, so that's the reason why. I knew him from when we were kids.
All right, so I won?
We went, huh? No, it wasn't.
So I won?
You have one.
Okay.
Yeah, one nothing. So, all right, Rescue. Pick up your game. All right, what's your next headline?
Man accused throwing dog off balcony like football. The dog's doing okay though. It has a broken leg, and it's got a bunch of broken bones, but it's doing better.
It was definitely Tom Brady.
It wasn't Tom Brady.
Miami, Florida.
Rescue, what do you got? We got another one for Indiana.
Okay, I can tell you it's not Indiana.
That's an inside joke.
Oh. But where'd you say it happened? Where in Florida?
Miami.
Huh, interesting. What do you want?
Was it Miami?
No.
Oh. Was it Florida or not Florida? It was Florida.
Fort Myers.
So, 2-0.
Myers. All right, again, I was close.
2-0. You're just throwing a dart at the map, aren't you?
No.
Thieves stole ATM, dragged the ATM down the road. Sparks were flying off of it as it was going down the road. It's not the first one that they stole that night.
That's got to be Chicago, Illinois.
Are you sure it wasn't Indiana? Because I'm going to say that Rescue's going with Indiana. Let's see. Rescue, what's your answer? Indiana. I'll be damned if Rescue gets one of these and it's fucking Indiana, I'm going to lose my mind. Not Florida. So.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
New Hampshire.
I didn't even know they had ATMs in New Hampshire.
They use money there?
All right, so it's 2-1 then, right?
Oh, it's 3-1.
No, because I said Florida for that one. It wasn't Florida. The first two were. That one was not.
You said Chicago.
Yeah, you said Chicago.
You did. You said Chicago.
Yeah, okay. So I got that one wrong. Oh, and she did. So it's still 2-0. Okay, I got you. I thought it was just Florida or not Florida.
So
right, you're either going to say
it happened in Florida or not Florida. So that was the whole thing.
So she won that one. So it's 2-1 because it did
3-1 because you won it too. You won it too.
You won too. You just.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Because it's not Florida, and you said it's not Florida. So there you go.
All right. So 3-1.
3-1.
Man and woman are arrested fully nude in a sexcapade.
Florida.
Wait, was it a man-woman or man?
No, man and woman. When the cops stopped to get to check on them, he had a boner already. And he wasn't afraid to show the cop.
Wow.
Wait, they were in their car?
They were on the side of the road.
Okay. That's Florida.
So we got Ruck saying Florida. Rescue says somewhere in Washington State. So we got a Florida and a not Florida. What do you got? It happened in Florida.
Ding, ding,
Pinellas,
ding, ding, ding.
Pinellas County.
Pinellas County. Good Lord. Clearwater Beach, I bet.
It didn't say, it just said Pinellas County. That's most that I got out of that one. underwear and stealing burglar rearranges stalking victim's home during heist.
Beech Grove, Indiana.
Here we go, another Indiana fucking thing. Rescue, where are you at? All right, so one more time, Mark. Go ahead, give it to me one more time.
A guy was stealing underwear from this woman he's been stalking.
Okay.
And while the cops were outside waiting for him to surrender, he rearranged the whole house around.
Like
No, I'm saying not
your
Florida.
bedroom wasn't like this, I promise.
He
All right,
he
so Rescue saying Florida and Ruckus saying not Florida.
Right.
Where we at? Not Florida.
It was
Florida, what?
Idaho.
We were damn close to Indiana that time, boys.
Where did it happen?
Idaho.
You're the what?
No.
Yep, he's the hoe.
All right, so Florida won now.
5-1. 5-1.
5-1.
I think we have a clear winner here, but what you got,
if
Mark?
5-1, so we'll do a couple more.
Okay. Get some points on the board for me, Rescue. Come on.
Bank robber who was busted for counting cash outside after the robbery.
Florida.
That damn sure does sound like some fucking Citrus County shit. All right, where you at, Rescue?
This fool's counting the money outside.
Greeno Town?
Somewhere. That's not Florida.
Okay, so not Florida, and what did you say,
Florida.
Ruck? You think it's Florida?
Yep.
Where'd it happen, Mark? Not Florida.
Alaska.
It's too fucking cold to be counting money outside.
Yeah,
He must have been counting it in the bank.
Oh no, he counted it in his igloo. That's why it counts as outside.
I got you. All right, 5-2. Come on, Rescue. You can do it.
Catch me.
Woman wakes up to find burglar napping in her house.
Florida.
What did the burglar look like? Was he wearing like any kind of special clothing? I mean, when he was taking this nap, did he like get in pajamas or was he naked?
He was in his clothes. He was in his clothes. That's all it said.
It's
right,
definitely
so
going to be in
Florida.
the U.S. It's not going to be Peru. So pick somewhere else.
She's talking about Peru, Indiana.
Oh, Peru, Indiana.
Yep.
Now, see, the funny thing is she was close.
It's not Florida. Did it happen in Indiana?
No, it happened to Ohio.
5-3.
Ohio.
But I'm not going to lose. We all know that.
No, I think you got the lock on this one. I think Mark's got like 1 or 2 questions left.
It's 5-3.
I actually have a lot more, but I'm not using them all.
You're just going to try to tie it up, aren't you?
Yeah. This is rigged. This is some rigged bullshit right here.
Burglar busted after using Uber as a getaway car with $8,000 of plumbing tools.
Not Florida.
Boston.
Right.
All right, Rescue.
$8,000 in plumbing tools in Boston is an adjustable wrench.
All right, Russ. Listen, if they came off of the Snap-on truck, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, right?
Rescue says Florida. Ruck says
Florida.
not Florida. Woo, we're not Florida. Ruck's got it.
6-2. Right. I have a command
Colorado.
lead, Rescue.
Colorado.
Oh,
okay.
You know somebody in Colorado.
Oh, I already did that one. Okay, all those are good.
Are we good? Is that the game? Do I read off the scores?
One more. That's it.
Okay, one more. We don't want you to lose too bad.
Oh, snap.
Trying to help you out here. It's
Okay,
not Florida.
this is actually a 2-part one.
Oh,
Man arrested for booty patrol truck because he was impersonating a law enforcement. And then in the same case, man arrested for refusing to take down his bumper sticker that says "I eat ass."
listen, only in Florida does this shit happen. I've seen it. I'm just letting you know.
Nobody eats ass in Florida.
And he cited his First Amendment right to be able to have that bumper sticker.
And he's right, actually. But
he got put in jail.
Not Florida.
And not Florida. Here we go. I think it's Florida, boys.
And I believe you're right, Brian.
Yes!
Nobody eats ass in Florida.
No, but they have the sticker on the back of the window that says that shit. I promise you they do.
And both cases, this was both in the same article. The guy got busted for the booty truck because he was impersonating law enforcement. If he would never have tried pulling people over, he would have got away with it probably. And then when they pulled that guy over, they pulled another guy over that had the sticker. They told him he had to take it down. He said no. They arrested him. He spent 6 hours in jail before they gave him a bond.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That case is going to fucking... That's your freedom of speech. But
well, that's not the first time that's ever happened. Right. It's not the first time that it's happened here. Or, I've heard of other cases. A guy did not want to take down something that was in his window, and the cop was mad because he said that his kid could read it, and he didn't want his kid reading that shit. Well, you know what? If you don't want your kid reading it, then tell them not to read stuff down back windows.
We don't have to worry about that in Florida. Kids can't read in Florida.
That's right. They have the same education that the people in Illinois have, 3rd grade.
Dude, toughest 3 years of my life was 4th grade.
Oh, man. So
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I won by a large margin.
By 3. You won by 3.
Okay.
Is it because you got the opportunity to pick your opponent?
No, she's smarter than I am. She's really smart.
Okay. Yeah. So
would you like to know what you win? We didn't tell you that.
What do I win?
But we have a nice sticker for you that says "Talking Shit."
Can I get one that says "I eat ass"?
No, I don't have one of those.
Okay, liar.
Brian
was the one that got pulled over. He was the one that got pulled over.
Yeah.
How was your 6 hours in the creek, buddy?
Brian, we've seen worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What's the worst is when you work a wreck, and then 2 years later you get a subpoena, and the fucker's in a wheelchair. He was walking around talking to you. He was fine. Now he's saying he can't work. He's injured.
He's got to sue
EMS. You hit a kid on a moped, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Oh, that's the thing. When my daughter got into her accident, this lady, she was talking, everything else, doing all this other shit. Her kids are still jumping around in the van when they were supposed to be seatbelted in, but when the accident happened, her kids weren't even seatbelted in. And we ended up paying a lot of money.
Yeah. Dude, I used to ride on the back dash of my dad's LTD when I was a kid.
Same.
We didn't even have seat belts. We had lap belts.
Dude, I used to play with my Matchbox cars in the back window so that other people could see what I was doing because I was having a ball. And fuck you because you had to drive.
Dude, shit's changed.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents used to go to the store, leave all 4 of us in the damn station wagon, and crack the windows. Yeah, and crack the windows that much. And they would crank windows. It wasn't like we couldn't roll them down. We were too afraid to. But after like 2 hours, we'd see someone we knew. We'd be like, "Mrs. Johnson, if you see my dad, tell him we're thirsty." We didn't dare touch the fucking windows.
You think your parents were in the store for like 4 hours? They've been in there for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Now you leave your kid in the car to stop in the bar and have a drink. Now all of a sudden you're an asshole.
Yeah. Yep. You're the bad guy. But
they get
but
pissed off if
you left the car running too. That's the whole beauty of it. Like you left the car running with AC and a radio. You just had the key fob in your pocket.
hold up, wait a minute. You had AC in the vehicle?
No,
We
I'm
didn't when
talking
I was a
about.
kid.
I'm talking about the.
Oh, you mean now?
Yeah, when you go to the bar.
Back then,
Like
we had 260
there is no
AC.
crack in the window. It's like let the AC run for the kid. You're only going to be
Yeah.
5 minutes anyway.
We had 260 AC. You roll down 2 windows and you do 60.
That's right.
That's about it. That's why
Hey,
I
you know
was
what I
at.
missed? Them little butterfly windows that you could aim right at you when you're
Oh,
driving down the
the
highway.
little
Remember
corner
that?
window.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
corner window.
Yeah, yeah.
They need to bring them bitches back.
Let's go. I'm in. I thought they brought them back for one of the vehicles, but they were like fucking power and they rolled down. And I was like, what kind of evil is this?
Yeah, I miss the old crank windows on the station wagons on the outside.
Oh,
You
yeah.
crank
The back
down.
window. The back window,
Yeah.
yep.
And the rumble seat back there. The thing flipped up and you could face backwards and sit in the seat in the back.
Yep.
That was back in the day. We're talking early 70s. Well, that was a good game, especially because I won.
Yeah, yeah. If you wouldn't have won, would you have liked the game?
Sure.
Okay.
I would have
Well-
just said, well, that's because Rescue All the Dogs is smart.
Well, what we do is we take your points, and what we do is we donate them to the losing team.
Okay.
And now she has 9 points, and you have 0.
Well, that's all right. I'm okay.
Okay.
With that.
See, you still like the game. I love it.
Dude, I can just walk over to one of your houses and get a fucking sticker.
Mark's gonna swing by. He's gonna drop you one.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on by, dude. You know where I live.
Are you still in that place there?
Yeah, the house just sold yesterday.
Was it by phone call, or did you guys have like a realtor and all that jazz?
Realtor. You haven't seen the
Okay.
sign out front? Dude, people have been parading in and out of here. It's been crazy.
That's because
It's a nice
I had
piece of
so
property though.
I
You have
had
the
so-
pool and the barn.
I sold mine to an investor. And that's the reason why Brian was asking that one.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
he had
know
a
where
Mexican
Rescue
family.
lives.
Yeah,
I got to stay at Rescue's house. Her and her husband were kind enough to put me up for a couple days last time I was in Indiana. We had a blast, man. Her husband's awesome. They foster dogs. They volunteer at a dog rescue, and they foster dogs. And they had one named Jack, and he was off the chain. They should have named him Ruckus, but I hit it right off with him. He slept on the bed with me and everything. And she would send me videos saying, "Ruckus, you need to come get your damn dog." He was doing all kinds of fucked up shit in their house.
He
But
found the
finally-
whiskey. He found the
But he
whiskey.
finally found his forever home, so I'm happy for him. Good job, Jack.
What kind of dogs do they rescue there?
Everything they especially love huskies.
That's what I have. I have huskies.
I
Yeah,
know
I got
all
it.
your dogs. How's Riley doing? Is he dead yet?
No, he is
No.
so fat, bro. Ask
Dude,
Mark.
he was svelte when I gave him to you.
He was fit and trim, and I was like, wow, dude, that dog. He ran. He got all kinds of exercise. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, my dad, his pawpaw, started taking care of him and giving him treats and stuff. And I'm like, hey, don't do that.
You
Well,
still
he
got the
didn't
little
listen to me.
goats.
No, the goats are gone. Goats are
Let's think-
gone. No chickens. The little puppies are gone. We have Riley. We have Sly, and we have Ivy. Those are the 3 that we have. I think Sly. We brought Sly over to your house, didn't we?
Yeah, Sly's been here.
Yeah. Yeah, because we needed to make sure that him and Riley were going to get along good, and they fucking hit it off like champs, dude.
Riley's a
not
good
now.
dog.
Not now, dude. That dog, he's so old, he don't like any other dog. Only the
See,
2 that live in his house.
Rescue said huskies are the worst. I was only joking when I said they love huskies.
So
yeah.
Sly is a husky Malamute mix. So
Sly's cool as shit.
he's okay. He's a big, huge baby, a big, huge vagina. You can't go outside and do fireworks. If it starts thundering or raining, he starts freaking the fuck out.
Who's the little one? The little Chihuahua one.
We had 3 of them back in the day. We had I had Noelle.
There was one that was afraid of me at first, and next thing you know, we were buddies.
Was she like tan looking?
Yeah.
Noelle. She was like my little baby reindeer.
Yeah. She's
So
cute.
so those little puppies, they went to go live with my brother, and then my brother like posted on Facebook like the next year, like they passed away. I was like, oh my god, dude, never again.
I probably gave them away.
I
Yeah, I'm
gave
gonna
them
have to
to them
stop
because
by. I haven't seen your place in a while, man. We haven't hung out forever.
I'm old now, so I don't do anything. Like this is the gist of it. Like if you want to hang out with
Dude,
me,
all you
find me
do
on a
is drink.
podcast. I still do that. Listen,
Ma, every day after work, we buy like a case of beer
yeah.
and we sit around and drink the beer and then meet at somebody's house and drink some more. We're a bunch of alcoholics, man.
Or we went to
Mhm.
the bar and drank some at the bar too.
Yeah.
Well, that's about what I used to do.
The
Yep,
sportsers.
the Sportsters. Yep. Kelly's now. So the thing is Mark doesn't drink. Mark hasn't drank in how long, Mark?
16 years.
What's the matter with you?
Well, and the short straw of it all is
Yeah, give me the Reader's Digest version.
okay. I have bad hips, and it was either because I can't feel the bottom of my foot sometimes. When I had my hip replaced when I was 30 years old, I got uh, a nerve pinched in the bottom of my knee, and it took me forever to be able to walk. So and to be on the medicine that I needed to be on, I had to stop. But I didn't stop at that point in time. It wasn't until the cop pulled me over on Oldfield that made me stop, because he could have busted me for a DUI and he didn't. So it scared the shit out of me. So I decided I wasn't drinking no more.
I hate cops.
The best part about the best part about it all is he told me, how much beer do you have in there? We had just bought a case of beer. I said, a case. He says, if you pour it out, I'll let somebody come get you and you can go home to your kids. It was on Father's Day. And so I popped them all open and dumped them all.
That's alcohol abuse. You should have called me. I would have come get him.
Yeah. I mean,
if
that wasn't
the
the first.
trust me, he would have been like, yeah,
Yeah.
Ruck, just lay down. He wants me to pour all the beers out.
Now, Brian will tell you, when I first started at Love Motorsports, we all took our bikes to work one day, and we went to this bar called Sportsters, and we were drinking pints of beer, racing, right? And I suck at that, but I was pouring it all over myself. I smell like a brewery, and they're like, well, let's go to this other bar. Well, we're all competitive fucks, including the boss. So we all jump on our bikes and we haul ass. We're going down 19, and there's a fucking wreck at 19 and Halls River Road.
No. 19 and the trail, not Homosassa Trail. 19 and Ozello.
Ozella, okay.
Yeah.
But they had the cones out and everything, Mark. And we're hauling ass. And I'm not going to let Dan beat me. He's on a fucking Enduro. I'm on a Harley, right? So I go zipping through the cones like a bat out of hell to get in front of Dan. And about 2 miles down the road, the lights come on behind me. I get off my bike. I lean on it. I flip my badge out. The trooper gets out. And this trooper would give his mother a ticket, right? So by
Who was
this
it, Mark?
time,
Who's the trooper, Mark?
What, John?
Cloud.
Cloud? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
dude, he walked up, looked at my badge. He said, where you from? I said, Pasco. He said, you know fucking better than that. That was a slap in the face. I was like, I apologize. He said, get the fuck out of here. Dude, I beat half of them fuckers to the bar. They thought I was going to jail because Cloud pulled me over. It didn't matter if I never sold anything after that. I was a rock star.
Yeah, Cloud is he's given me a few tickets over the years.
Yep. Yeah, fuck him. He's running for office, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yes.
some kind of political office. I don't know.
Yeah, he retired from the being a trooper to do that. Come on, Buffalo.
They made a big. Are they beating Miami?
Yeah,
Oh,
for right now.
Shit, I forgot to update my fantasy pool. Is
I was just
Arcane
about
playing?
to ask it. Who?
Is Achan playing?
Achan?
The running back? Yeah, Achan. Is he playing?
He should be.
Because I picked up Wilson to back him up in case. I forgot all about it.
The only one I got in this game, I think, is Waddle.
I don't know who I got in this game. I didn't check.
I don't know. I didn't have a great pick on the fantasy football this year, so I'm kind of upset. Like I wanted to pick up C.J. Stroud as my quarterback, but somebody got him in like the second round. I was like, you fucker.
Cocksucker.
It happens. I wanted Tyreek Hill, so I was like, oh, I'll pick him up first round. Somebody got him before I did, and it all happened. It's so funny because the players I wanted all went to this one person, and I was like, you son of a bitch. I told him, I was like, you got me for like 3 or 4 players. You know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
But Mark, you got to suck it up, dude. 2 weeks ago, I was in the hospital for 5 days with pancreatitis. I have a fatty liver. I'm a 60-year-old Irish guy. They're not going to stop me from drinking. I stopped for like a week.
I'm a different person when I drink. I'm not always the nicest person, and I did it for my wife and kids. It probably did my marriage better that I stopped drinking than what it would have if I would have kept drinking.
You know, his wife puts up with him,
That'd be a
though.
hard choice for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been married. She's put up with a lot over the years from me, so you know, giving up
26 years,
almost 27 years, 25 married.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
What about you? How about you? How many years, Ruck?
39 years in February.
See, we're all in that same category, I think.
Yeah, I married Bonnie before she sobered up. I was smart.
Yeah, you married her when she was like 18, didn't you?
Yeah, dude. And if we got divorced, it would have been a hell of a custody battle. Because I don't want him either. I take that bitch to court and offer to pay for him. Well, you know my kid. Hey, Ryan made sergeant, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Is he back in patrol, or is he still a detective?
Yeah, he came out of DEA task force, went back to the road as a corporal. They made him do that, and then they promoted him to sergeant. He'll be a captain before it's all said and done. He's a good kid.
He likes the gig, so I mean,
yeah. Well, he's not married, doesn't have any kids, but you know we have his dog. He has a German Shepherd.
So he's smart, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got a beautiful house. He's got a bachelor pad house.
Mm-hmm.
Nice cars. Always got money. You know, but he's a good kid. He's a good kid.
That's good. What about your other kid?
Randy?
Yeah, how's he doing?
They just had another baby.
Oh boy, what's that?
So
3?
I don't know what's wrong with that yet. That's 3. The only reason I had 2 is I did not want 3. But now he's got 3. So Bonnie's in heaven. You know, she's only 6 months
She
old.
loves them grandbabies.
She's a little, yeah. Dude, I want to move to Thailand. She's like, I'm not moving away from these babies. I was like, fuck across the street. We can live in Thailand for $2,500 a month and eat out 3 times a day. Live like kings and queens. No grandbabies.
Gotta have the grandbabies.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What? Ruckus Rocks kids were trying to sell him 25-cent limit.
The next trip I go out to Indiana, I'm gonna bring Bonnie with me so she can meet all these guys. They'll love her. Well, you know Bonnie. She's a
Bonnie's is she still fantastic?
Yeah.
She's still
way too good for me.
Will she still drink coffee tequila with Brian?
Oh, anything. She's on the White Claws now.
Oh, the White Clams pass.
Yeah, she's on the White Claws.
I'm on that Florida brewery, Dead Parrot.
Oh, okay. What's it, an IPA?
It is. It's fantastic.
Well, I'll have to try it.
It is fantastic. You can get it at ABC.
I've just been doing the whiskey because of my, because my liver's being an asshole. Now my pancreas is fucking around. I know way too much about the pancreas now. But I'll tell you what, dude. When I went to the hospital, I went to old Seven Rivers, Tampa General now.
Yep.
I was in so much pain, dude. I could barely talk, right? I was doubled over. And I was like that for a week. I'm stubborn. But dude, as soon they gave me a double dose of Dilaudid. Once they figured out what was wrong with me, they were like, "Oh man, yeah, we know you're in pain." Dude, as soon as they gave me that Dilaudid, it was a party on the third floor for 4 days.
Oh hell
They
yeah!
get, they gave me that shit every fucking hour. My roommates wanted my phone number. You know, I was snitching them out to the doctors. Shit that wasn't even true. Shit like that. I was having a great time. As soon as they said, "All right, well, we're cutting the Dilaudid down to once every 2 hours," I'm good. How do I sign out of this place? Fuck this.
Oh man, did we even talk about your show?
No, we haven't
We
yet.
have talked. We have
We've
talked.
talked. You guys have bullshitted more than anything. We've not
This
even
is a
come
great
close
time,
to.
though. Listen, Mark,
Yeah,
this is
well,
a great time. This is
that's what
what
we
you
like
do.
to. This is what we do for our show. I mean, we like to sit here and bullshit and talk with people instead of making it an interview. I mean, it's makes it so much better this way. I mean, we're going to talk about your show, but you know, that's a different story.
Now, you talking about my show? You want to talk about
Your
my show?
show, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing: we do this for you guys. We're not doing this because we want people to watch our show. We're doing it because we want them to know about you. I mean, we do, but you know, one hand washes the other.
Yeah.
So
everybody knows about my show. Everybody that's in here knows about my show.
Well, you have new viewers. There's new viewers watching, I think.
Somewhere down the line, there's new viewers. It might still be just his viewers, but
I work cold cases, cases that have not been solved, no arrest, no real POIs. Some of them are very famous cases and are decades and decades old. Steve and I went out to Los Angeles, California. We went to Idaho, Utah. We're developing, when serial killers kill people, they dump them in remote areas where they can go back and revisit them. Some of them actually go back and have sex with the corpses. They're sick fuckers. A lot of them do that. So some of these bodies, there's a famous case. I can't tell you what it is because we're still working on it. But these girls, they caught them. They would take them in a van, torture them, rape them, kill them, and threw them like off the side of cliffs in the mountains in California. Well, it's already been solved. Both guys have already died in prison, and it's a famous case. But 3 bodies have not been located yet. So I've been there, and it's impossible, right? Even with Godiva dogs, unless you can teach them how to repel, it's impossible. So, Mr. Steve, True Crime Web, if you guys want to learn a lot about CSI and law enforcement practices, go check out True Crime Web, Mr. Steve. He's a great guy. If you hear him talking shit about me, he's a fucking liar. Just letting you know that up front. I tell him all the time, you go to hell for lying as quick as you will stealing, you son of a bitch. But we're working with a university for eDNA. If you took a body, Brian, and put it in my backyard and left it there, and nobody touched it, no scavenger animals, nothing, it would decompose, right? Well, there's different stages of decomposition where it gets like a gluey kind of substance, and then it liquefies and it goes down into the soil. And eventually it gets into the water table. Well, especially in a mountainous area, that watershed flows downhill. So we're developing eDNA, where we're taking soil samples. If you get a mountain, there may be 6 watersheds off of it because of the shape of the mountain, you know. So we take eDNA where the water would collect at the bottom of these mountainous areas. And if you find human DNA there, then you know you're in the right watershed. You go up the mountain from there and you'll find the body.
Oh, wow.
So it's brand new. It's only months old. We just went out to LA. We've done it in several states. And all this is for the families. They know what happened to their family members. They already know what happened to them. They already know who did it, how they did it. But
They're just trying to lay that person to rest.
We're trying to get their remains back. Give them some closure. There's never closure in any of this.
Right.
The Evansdale case, Drew Collins, the father of one of the girls, and the uncle of the other one. They were actually cousins. They were 8 and 10 at the time. I've become very friendly with him, and I'm going back out there for a month. And by the time I leave there, you know me, Brian, I'm going to be pissing people off, knocking on doors. I've already done that. I've been out there 3 times. I've already done it a few times. There's POIs that just don't want to talk to me, but they're going to have two choices because I've only been out there for a week at a time. They'll either have to talk to me or they'll have to get a restraining order because you know me, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go knock on their fucking doors. But the important part is you got to get to their orbiters, to people they went to high school with, like you two guys have known each other 35 years.
Sure.
I'm sure I could talk to you two independently and find things out about each other. Not bad stuff, but find
I
things
don't,
out. So I'm
I don't know
talking to
shit
the
about him.
yeah, but I'm talking to the orbiters. The best ones are the exes, the ex-girlfriends, the ex-wives. They'll tell you everything about them. And then I'm going to hit hard and heavy on these POIs. So by the time I leave Evansdale, I'm going to have a good idea. We may have some information for law enforcement because they're staying tight-lipped. They're not
Hmm.
saying anything. You can't release too much. You know this, Brian.
Right.
Even the PIO, the public information officer, you can't release too much information about the case because some of it only the killer would know. So that's
Yeah.
how you get these good confessions and the such.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go out there and spend a whole month there and see if I can't get some traction going there. It's been
Do you guys
13 years.
do you guys get pushback from law enforcement at all?
No, none.
Do you get a lot of help from law enforcement?
No, none.
Okay.
It's like nudge, nudge, say no more.
Okay. So you're an
We're do-
independent investigator
we're not even
doing
that. We're nobodies. Steve and I are both retired. You know, we're nobodies.
Yeah.
But Steve has gotten 3 cases reopened
Mhm.
because of exhibits that we've created with blood spatter and stuff like that. There's 2 suicides that weren't suicides; they were murders, and we got them reopened because of the families. That's the only reason. The families reach out to us, and we're able to go meet with them and go over everything. Most of them have a lot of the information already. I'm working with a girl, Heather. Her mom was killed by the Speed Freak killers. One of them, Shermantine, is still in prison in San Quentin, and the other one, Lauren Herzog, killed himself. He hung himself. But they killed over like 50 women,
Wow.
and they dumped them in wells in rural California, in these cattle wells. And they've since been filled in with, car parts thrown in them, all that. So we're using eDNA for that stuff as well. Heather knows what happened to her mom. She knows. But we want to find her mom. We want to find her DNA. And then the law enforcement will excavate those wells and pull out whatever human remains they can find. It's important to these families.
Yeah.
We can't solve any cases, but we can get law enforcement to open them back up, take a look, and we can help the families.
But only
I-
with new evidence.
Right, or new leads,
Okay.
if nothing else. But excuse me, we don't do this for money. We do it to help these families. And
Mhm.
I'm telling you, if I took the two of you or anybody in this chat with me to Evansdale, and you got to meet Drew and his wife and the other family, which is his wife's sister, and their friends, you'd fall immediately in love with them. Immediately. In Delphi, the families of the victims there, they're amazing people. But that one's pretty much solved. He's guilty, and next month we get the trial, so that's going to be a done deal.
You're
That
gonna
one
spend
will
some
be
time. You're
yeah.
gonna spend some time at
That
the
one
trial.
What's that?
You're gonna spend time at the trial.
I may go.
Okay.
Yeah, I may
that
go to the trial.
that one will
Now,
be. You'll hear more about that one as it gets closer. You'll hear about it in the headlines more.
oh sure, it's a big case. I'm surprised you
Yes.
guys haven't heard more about it. If you look up
No,
Delphi,
I've heard that they caught the guy, and once you started explaining it a little bit more, that's when I was like, oh yeah, I do remember the case.
yeah.
You know,
And thank you, Rescue, for mentioning that. Do you guys have Max
Max, yes, I do.
watch take?
I actually wrote that down, taken together because I was going to ask what was that on?
That's Evansdale.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Evansdale. The guy Dylan that did that documentary, it just so happens he had just gotten a job as a cameraman for a local news station the day the girls were taken. So he was there from day one. And he's been interviewing Drew and his wife and Misty, who's the other mom, and following this case this whole time. So he put together this documentary. Well, I talked to Dylan. He's like, there's a lot that I did not put in there. So when I go out there, him and I are going to get a chance to sit down and go over some things because I have a pretty good idea who did it. It's a local. It's a local who did it.
Hmm.
But again, it's like Delphi, broad daylight, two young girls taken and murdered. They're not connected, but these guys are getting brazen. It's bullshit. In a crowded, family orientated type area. Well, Delphi, not so much. I mean, there was some that area. The teenagers like to go there, and there's a lot of meth problems there and stuff like that. It's a very small, quaint town. If you went to Delphi, you'd fall in love with it. It's a great town. The people there are great, but it's all these people on YouTube that are flying around with all these crazy fucking ideas. I mean, they're writing to the judge. My name got brought up in that case, Brian. Can you believe that?
What? No, I didn't.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. One of the defense attorneys, well, actually, the defense attorneys had to hire a defense attorney because they got kicked off the case, right, for leaking information. And their defense attorney asked one of the investigators, do you know who Mr. Blah, blah, blah is? So I called that um, investigator, the detective. I've
Yeah.
never spoken to any of them or family members. And I said, dude, what was that all about? Why the fuck were they asking about me? And he said, and his answer was, I know who he is, but not because of this case, but because of a harassment case. So you know me, Bri. I was like, who the fuck am I harassing, dude? And he goes, no, people were getting ready to harass you. They were digging up dirt on you because I've said this guy's guilty. If he doesn't plead out, he's an idiot. I still think he's going to change his plea to guilty, but they wanted to put dirt out on me on
Mhm.
YouTube. How childish is that? How stupid is that?
Oh,
That's
very.
That's the
crazy.
kind of shit you deal with in this community.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like that in Evansdale. Evansdale, everybody's all on board. The community's
Yeah, because
together.
I think that at the end of the day, it's catching the person that's responsible for. You know what I mean?
Amen. And if
Uh,
this guy they got that I think's guilty, if he didn't do it, well, I want them to find who did it. But he fucking did it.
I think the podcasting group for true crime brings more light to a lot of cases than what other people have said in the past. You know what I'm saying? We interviewed a guy that has the Broken System podcast, and
Yeah,
he
if you
was on the show, and there was it was supposed to look like a suicide, but it was a murder, and that case is now going to trial. And there was an order of, what was it? The order to not talk about the case.
yeah,
Gag order.
gag order.
So, and that happened in Georgia, and so we're still waiting. We're waiting to see how that trial ends. But
It's Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia, in
There you
Georgia,
go.
yeah.
The Karen Reed case. Did you guys follow that? Massachusetts?
I did not.
Oh, look
no,
the Karen Reed case up. Holy shit. That was another third party case where they're saying cops. It was a cop who got killed by his girlfriend. She backed over him with her car in the middle of the winter. And they're saying that he was at a cop's house for a party, and they're saying the cops killed him.
What?
It's crazy. And they had a mistrial, hung jury.
damn.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't want to get you wrapped up in true crime, but I'll gladly bring you guys in on what I'm doing on the cases that I'm working on to work with these families. If you just get involved with true crime and you just want to be sensationalized and monetized and stuff like that, there's plenty there for everybody. But there's very few of us that are actually working with the families,
Mhm.
out there meeting people, um, these folks that I met in Indiana, like Jinx and Rescue All the Dogs, and a lot of people in this chat, they're great people. I've gotten to hang out with them, and they call us the troll farm, that we're trolls and we're liars and all that. And this guy, Richard Allen, is innocent and he's getting framed. And it's a joke, really. It's a bunch of bullshit. But if you guys got to meet Jinx and Rescue All the Dogs and Brandon and all these folks, they're great people. And they live in Delphi or close to. And
Okay.
Frank Meister, he's been to all the court hearings and stuff like that. Rescue has. People come down from Canada. People from Hollywood have been there. The CW, Court TV, they're involved with this case. It's crazy. Psychics. There's people who claim to be Odinist experts who saying that this is a ritual killing. Frank Meister had the defense team said that these Odinists killed him in a ritual sacrifice and named names. Patrick Westfall, Brian Holder, Elvis Fields. They put their names out there in a memo in support of a Frank's motion. Do you guys know what a Frank's motion is?
Mm-mm.
You may, Brian.
No.
I don't.
That's where the defense is saying that law enforcement lied to the judge or excluded information to gain his signature on a search warrant. So they want the search warrant of their client, who is guilty, thrown out.
Yeah. I got you.
Fruits of
I
the
got you.
forbidden tree, so they're saying anything they found at his house that day is no good because they lied. Well,
Yep.
all that got shot down, but they had already named these innocent people. And Patrick Westfall was on Frank Meister's channel last night, and I advise you to go watch it. If you go to my community page, there's a link to it. And if you watch that, if you tell me you think this guy's guilty afterwards, you won't. Neither one of you will. And he's got a good case for defamation to sue these attorneys.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, these attorneys are doing the best job that they can. They're defending their client. Now they're skating the line of morals and ethics and all that, but they're doing everything they can for their client, who's already confessed to his wife and his mother on a jail phone. Brian, what do you know about jail phone conversations?
They're all recorded. All recorded
Thank you.
conversations.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen when they present the physical evidence? He said he was there.
Mhm.
Witnesses saw him there. There's video of him there. There's an unspent round that puts him at the crime scene. This unspent round was between both of the girls' bodies. And he's confessed 61 times.
It only takes 99. I don't.
But there's people who think he's innocent. But
Yeah.
they don't believe that. They don't believe he's innocent. They're just trying to be contrarians. They're trying to go against the grain, and they have a good following. I mean, they had a groundswell. They went out in front of the Supreme Courthouse with signs and
Mhm.
shit like that, and protested and stuff like that, which they have the right to.
Well,
But-
most killers, they always have a cult following, and they always have somebody
Oh, yeah.
believing that they're innocent.
Ted Bundy had a cult following.
All
They
of
all
them.
do.
It
They
was
all
absolutely
do.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, there's YouTubers that have reached out to several people that are involved with this case where once POIs, these girls were getting catfished by another guy named Keegan Klein. He was catfishing them using the picture of a good-looking model and had all these expensive cars, and he was catfishing all of these young girls and sextorting them for pictures, which he then put into a Dropbox, which other pedophiles had access to. That's not uncommon. Now, to the normal layperson, they're appalled by that, but that's not uncommon. That happens all the time. I don't even know what's going on the dark web. You can only imagine what happens there with this CSAM.
Speaking of the dark web, one of our other interviews actually from what is the name of Deep Dark Secrets.
Oh yeah.
Deep Dark Secrets, that's what they ended up doing. LaDonna did a whole lot of investigations on the dark web for a lot of her cases that she gets involved in. And she's one of the true crime podcast that we do listen to as well. Man, I'm telling you, the shit that came out of what she was going through and she said the same thing. People are going to stalk you if you're into the true crime thing. They're going to stalk you. They're going to come after you. They will tell you that
Call
you're
your
wrong.
job.
Oh yeah, they'll call everybody and tell them that you're trying to commit
Yeah.
suicide or you're trying to do this or something. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they get well-being checks done. They get people swatted. Yeah. But I'm not interested in any of that. Here's the thing, dude. My smartphone is as smart as yours.
Mhm.
My computer is as smart as yours. Sitting at home and looking things up does not make you a sleuth.
Right.
It
No.
doesn't. So what I decided to do, because that's all I had access to, unless it was local cases, but even then, my son doesn't tell me shit. He's like, Dad, you know I can't tell you anything
Yeah,
about
not
the
allowed to
case.
talk about that
Fuck
shit.
off. Yeah. So what I decided to do was help the families of victims of these cases. So that's what I do. Some people like that. Some people don't like that. I really don't give a fuck. I do what I want. But some people think that they are super sleuths because they pay $40 a month subscription to find out everything about you and you, Mark. They'll tell you everything they need to know about you. That doesn't make them a sleuth. That makes them an asshole.
That's called Google.
Yeah. And I
Most of
have the
that stuff.
same access to all that shit that they do. But I'd rather help the families than participate in that. I would probably make more money and have more subscribers if I participated in all that drama and stuff. But I'm not interested in it. Brian, you did the job, dude. I got
Mhm.
called everything but a white boy at work. There's
Yeah,
nothing like going to a domestic at a trailer park, is there?
Listen, I didn't get to see the same amount of stuff that you did, but I will tell you this: the times have changed for law enforcement because, back I'm going to say back when you probably first started, there wasn't a whole lot of cell phones, right? You probably had
Dude, we
they had
had
the
wheel
flip,
guns. We
they had
had
the
wheel
flip.
guns when I started. And the
But
holsters that they issued, if your gun didn't fall out of it when you get out of the cruiser, that was a good one.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah, there was no security holsters.
Everything starts changing, when you get into law enforcement now. I mean, these guys have like 4-step fucking holsters. Like, okay, first of all, it's going to take me too long to fucking get my gun out to shoot you, so I guess I'll just mace your ass.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they're looking for now. But getting the phone thrown in front of your face now, as being in law enforcement, it's very stressful because you're not just looked at by the people that are there right then and there. You're going to be looked at by everybody that's online too.
Yeah, I couldn't do that job now, Brian.
It sucks. It sucks. It makes you want to fucking go home and eat a piece of 9mm lead.
Yeah. Dude, it's like me opening the door and say, I answer the phone, how much up the ass? That's not going to fly in front of the boss.
Right.
And that's the way I approach law enforcement. I use humor to defuse things and stuff
Sure.
like that. But my son, he loves the body cameras. Even before he was a supervisor, he said, Dad, it keeps you in check. You know it's being recorded. It keeps you in check. You stay within yourself. And it doesn't. You've seen people that just lose their mind. Now, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, Brian. 99% of all calls you into would not have happened if alcohol or drugs were not involved.
This is accurate.
Yeah.
This is accurate.
The bread and butter for every county in Florida is DUIs and domestic batteries. That's what pays the bills. And you take alcohol out of the picture, they'll fold. The state will fold. They'll lose too much money. How many people do you think on a Friday night around here are driving on 19 that are impaired?
Half of them at least.
At least.
At
So
least.
If you get a DUI, it's unlucky, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's unlucky.
Let's think about this. When we would slam 2 beers and then haul ass home,
Yeah.
and then go back to the bar and slam some more beers and then haul ass home.
On our bike.
I mean, we were putting ourselves in that kind of situation, though. I mean, that's just what it was. And I tell people all the time, I'm a great driver, sober or drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I haven't been caught yet.
Dude, I got pulled over once, and they're like, "What are you doing driving?" I was like, "Dude, I can't fucking walk. I'll hurt myself. I have to drive."
I
Now,
feel
Mark, I'm
more
I'm I'm
confident.
glad that you come across a decent cop that night. You know,
Oh,
and I'm here to tell you, he would have gotten some deep shit if his boss found out he did that.
he
I
had
think
Doesn't
that
a
that suck?
he
I
had
think
Doesn't
some.
that suck?
I think they were between shifts, or he had a better
No,
case to go to.
well, what it was is I was taking my friend home and he puked out the back of the truck. I was going 40 on Meadow, and he looked at my arm and it has my kids'
That's
names
getting
on
it
it.
on Meadow.
I
That's
know.
getting it.
Yeah, I know. I went up the hill and I was getting ready to go down the hill, and that's when I started speeding up.
That's
I'm like,
fun.
shit. Yeah, it
At that
is.
stop
But
sign where the
uh,
cop lives.
right before.
Oh no, no, it's before that. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know
that's
where I'm
so.
talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I always speed down that road now. I go a little faster down that road. But when he pulled me over, I sat there and told him. He asked me, "Can you walk a straight line?" No, I can't. Why? I said, "Well, one, I just had surgery on my hip about a month ago. No, it was more than a month, but I told him a month." And he goes, "Have you been drinking?" Yeah, I've been drinking. How much? Yeah, just a few.
Now
Okay.
wait a minute, Mark, do me a favor. No, actually, Brian, you do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Brian, cover your eyes for a second. Just cover your eyes. No, really, cover your eyes. Mark, whenever I pulled somebody over and said, "How many beers have you had?" They said this. All right, you can look now, Brian. What did you hear? How many beers have you had? What did you hear?
This is always
Ding,
the
ding,
right
ding,
answer,
ding, ding, ding.
because you can't say one. You can't say one because you know you've had more than one. But if you've had more than two, you're probably fucking drunk.
I told him I had three.
The answer is two. Every
I told him three, and I was dropping my friend off at home, and I was going right back home. I live right down the road, and he was like, "Okay." He said, "Well, can you do this for me?" And I'm like, "Dude, I can't walk a straight line. I can't even go on my one foot. I can't do none of that." He goes, "Okay." He goes, I'm gonna make you a deal. You go pour the beer out. You get somebody to come get you. And then when you get home, go kiss your kids and say you're lucky that they I didn't put you in jail.
Dude, that's
here
awesome.
was my whole thing to Mark. Why would you not remember this cop's name?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the only cop you want to know at this point.
Yeah.
because I was drunk. I didn't remember his name.
What's the funniest thing you've heard, Brian?
What when it comes to drinking?
Yeah, it's for now. We had a step unit. I couldn't do field sobriety tests,
Oh
shit
no,
like that. We had
I
a
wasn't
step.
allowed to do that either. So
Yeah, we had to call a step unit.
if I suspected somebody, I had to call in our DUI
Yeah.
patrol officer. So, we pulled a guy over who just left Circle K, picked up a sixer or a 12er or something like that, and Circle K had called because he had pulled up, dropped everything out of his car, had a kid with him, right? Couldn't figure out if the top needed to be up or down. Goes into the store. By the time we get the call, he's already left. He's crossed over Eden Drive, and he's behind a plaza. So we roll up on him, and I mean, there's an open container in the cup holder. So the first thing I asked is, "What is that?" And he was like, "Man, I just cracked it." And I was like, "I don't care. It's an open container, is what it is."
Dude, the best one I ever heard. It's like, "Can you step out, sir?" He's like, "I'm too fucked up. You get in." I
All
let him
right, I
call
guess.
somebody. I let him call somebody. That was
Yeah.
beautiful. But the days are over for like domestics going there saying, "Listen, if I have to come back here, somebody's going to jail." Those days are over.
Can't do that
Because if
anymore.
you
State
do
of
that,
Florida wants to prosecute somebody.
well, if you do that, and then the husband kills the wife or boyfriend, whoever kills who, then the sheriff is liable.
Yep.
And why do we have in-service training every year, Brian? So we can sign saying we're trained which releases the sheriff from the vicarious liability. So we'll personally get sued.
Yep,
So you can't do that anymore.
The story was always you show up to a domestic, you take somebody to jail. Period. Point blank.
No, you know what I did? I was lazy. Unwanted guest.
Oh, that's not a domestic. That's
Dude, you got somebody, you got someplace to go, dude. Honestly, I'll give you a ride there. That paperwork is ridiculous. And
It
it's
is.
zero bond
Mhm.
until you see the judge, and then it's no contact. And what happens when the judge says no contact? The girlfriend, the victim, shows up to the jail to pick them up.
To pick her up.
Both of
To
them.
pick them up, yeah.
Right, right. So you're better off. Back when I was there, I retired in 08. You're better off unwanted guest. Dude, where do you need a ride to? You need to go somewhere else.
Yep, tips and tricks of the trade.
Yeah, and people, Mark, this is some real shit. You come on duty, and you get 12 calls holding. That's 12 people that have called 911. Nobody's been there yet because the shift before you was busy. And you
got to prioritize. You got to prioritize which ones are the most important.
Dispatch does that, but you get to the first one. It's a domestic battery in a trailer park. You don't pull in front of that trailer. You pull in the median because that trailer, the one across the street, the one next to it, they're all involved. They're all
yes, yes. Brother cousins over there.
And then you don't have PC to arrest anybody, right? But they called you everything but a white boy, pissed you off. You want to pepper spray, tase, or even shoot people. Mm-hmm. You go to your next call, knock, knock, knock. Very nice woman in a very nice neighborhood opens the door. I called 2 hours ago, but you want to say, look, lady, you can't. You have to push it down. That's the stress of law enforcement. Not the shootouts. I mean, that shit's quick. Training kicks in. Not the CPR. Not the working wrecks or anything like that. It's the day-to-day bullshit that you have to take, and you have to push it down. Push it down. That's why I've been married so long. I know how to just push it down.
You got to just swallow your pride sometimes. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I wasn't a Ninja Turtle. That badge wasn't a shell. I wasn't a tough guy. I try to use humor as much as possible.
I wanted to be a different kind of cop because I remember, growing up in the county, and I wanted to be the cop that was like what Mark got. I wanted to be the, where do you need a ride to? I'll take you home. Or you're not driving the car. I'm going to call somebody for you. I wanted to be that person. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that just you couldn't.
No, they didn't want you like that.
Literally,
it depends on your supervisor.
How many citations did you write?
All my supervisors were old school. They'd been there since the 70s.
Yeah.
So
not here in Citrus. They all just became sergeants. They all just became, corporals. They just became FTOs, that kind of stuff. And it was like the whole different regime now. Because you could talk to the lieutenants, and the lieutenants would be like, "Yeah, what do you think we should do?" I just think that we should take the person home. Okay, let's take them home. Literally had a broke down car. Thought it was a broke down car. Pulled up on it. My lieutenant's there, and it's a lady giving birth in a fucking car. And I'm like, I show up and I'm fucking brand new, and I'm like, do we what do we do? Do we like have them follow us to the hospital because the husband doesn't know what to do? And he's like, no, that's a liability. So he's like, what else do you think we should do? I'm like, fucking call an ambulance. He's like, I already did that. I said, what else do we need to do? He was like, you got any towels? I was like, fuck no. Not in this patrol car. We ain't got no towels. He looks at me. He's like, you can take your shirt off, though. I was like, not a chance. We're not doing none of this. Oh, he was fucking with me. I had 2
kids who I've been through Lamaze class, so I'd just be like this in the front seat going, breathe.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's all you can do.
I've done CPR. I saved a kid who was dead. And I'm not kidding you. I know this sounds gross. We didn't have micro masks back then or any kind of protection. We didn't carry gloves. None of that shit, right? We didn't even have pepper spray or tasers. I gave this guy mouth to mouth. He lived, but he vomited into my mouth. Yeah.
Gross.
But it is gross, but he was a 20-year-old kid, and they busted a house party, and he took a whole shitload of pills.
Oh,
so he didn't get caught with them. But I lived. I'm not dead. Would I do it again? No, absolutely not. But
I think if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would change where I did it at. I think this county is a cancer uh, for certain things. I don't know, maybe, but I'm going to tell you, it was super stressful because when you got a CAD in your car, you got your computer aided dispatch going off, you've got your cell phone, fucking somebody's trying to call you and get a hold of you. You're getting yelled at on your lapel mic because your fucking radio's up in your car too. So, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it
Well, you get
literally,
radio ear. You can
oh yeah,
ignore everything, but when you hear your call sign,
yeah, you're like
people
that.
don't understand that radio ear. You can
Hmm.
weed through the bullshit when you hear your call sign. You know what happens. Now,
Yeah.
and this is just a quick story. Law enforcement, guys on the road, detectives and all that, they have a hard job. The hardest job in law enforcement is dispatch. They have to prioritize the calls. And this is a true story, Mark, right? Two calls came in. One of them was a pain in the asshole guy who called all the time, lived on a dirt road, always complained about his neighbors. They called him the mayor of the street, right? Always calling on his neighbors. He called and said, "This guy's dog got in my yard and he's barking and growling and all that. I need somebody out here." Another call came in right behind it of a woman who was in her shower crying, saying that she was alone and somebody was actively breaking into her house. Now, priority wise, there was only one deputy in that zone. Which one do you think they sent him to?
They sent him to the dog.
No,
No, they
No,
sent them to
I'm
the
I'm
one in the
shocked.
shower.
No, I'm just shocked that they did that because
oh
normally,
no,
you.
they sent him to the home invasion.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
I would have done too.
So
Yeah.
the deputy gets there. Come to find out, it was the son surprising his mom, coming home early for the holidays, back from college. Knew where the key was out by the pool door, and was coming in the house. By the time they straightened that all out and got to the other call with the old guy had shot and killed his neighbor.
Wow.
What do you think the news did with that?
Oh, they
Uh,
blame the sheriff's department for that
Yeah,
shit.
that dispatcher quit over that.
It's I know that's a
Quit.
stressful. I know that's got to be a
How do
stressful
you think the
gig.
deputy felt? Have you ever worked a zone by yourself, Brian? When you come on
Uh,
duty and
yes, and that zone was the east side of the county, which is out by Floral City. That
uh-huh.
zone out there is horrible because you get to a spot where there's no radio signal out there at all.
And you got to wash your cruiser every 20 minutes.
Yeah, because it's all dirt roads. Yeah,
all, all the Lime Rock roads.
all
Yeah.
the Lime Rock roads. Yeah.
Yeah, try stop in a corner. Nope, ain't happening. You're going in the woods. But do you
Mhm.
see my point?
Oh yeah.
Monday morning quarterbacks said that law enforcement fucked up that case. Right? And this guy had a wife and two young children. Now, this old guy, he'd been Baker acted. For those of you that don't know that, if somebody's crazy or acting crazy, you can Baker act them. It's not arresting them. It puts them on a 72-hour hold where they can be evaluated by psychiatrists or psychologists or whatever.
To make sure they're
mhm.
not going to shoot their neighbor.
Right. So he's been Baker acted a few times. He hasn't broken the law though, but he finally snapped and he killed this guy who had a wife and two little kids. Now, do you guys have the Marchman Act in Citrus?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
we thought
yes.
yes, we have
Yeah,
that
the
here.
Marchman Act, so you guys that don't know, that's where if somebody's walking down the road drunk and staggering out into the road, they're not doing anything wrong, but they could get hurt or possibly hurt somebody else. You
Correct.
can bring them to jail and you make them stay there for the night or the day or
That's
whatever. I think it's
the
12 hours.
detox
Yeah, I
detox.
think it's 12 hours.
Hmm.
And you give them two breakfast trays, get them a shower, wash their clothes, send them on their happy way. But it's something a tool for law enforcement to help people,
Yeah.
so that nothing wrong happens. But again, Brian, you're in your cruiser, you're driving down the road. Like, say that night we were all together, and you seen that guy stagger around and run on my property, and you were
Mhm.
working. You take him and you Marchman act him. He's not doing anything wrong. That's 3-4 hours out of your shift, and if you're in a zone by yourself,
That zone
calls are
is
stacking up.
completely empty. There's nothing. Yeah, there's
Calls
nothing.
are stacking
Yep.
up, and the next shift is pissed off at you, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, and your sergeant's pissed. You know, everybody's a Monday morning quarterback. You
That's
know,
right.
the sergeants are usually old timers. Now, my kid's young, and he's a sergeant, so he's still in touch with shit. But my sergeants were all in their late 50s. You know, they didn't give a fuck. Half of them were drinking on the job. You know, they're parked behind Publix all night.
Oh man. All right, boys. Let's take a quick break. I gotta go pee. Anybody else? Raise your hand.
Well, we've been on
No.
for almost 2 hours. Usually, I only go one. Usually,
And
That's
normally we
typically
don't
what
even.
we do.
Yeah, normally we don't. I mean, we can end it here if you want.
yeah. I
Rucker,
mean, I usually don't go this long. I get bored.
are you bored? Well, Ruck,
Dude, I'm
if you
over.
want to listen, we'd love to have you back on. We'd love to hear how your cases are going and that. So
Absolutely.
if you do want to come back on, man, we'll open that door for you and leave it open for
We'd
you.
like to. We send the invite out to you to come on the military show. You know,
Sure.
it would be great to see you on there too. We
I've
need
got
new
great
faces.
military stories. I was an ammo troop in the Air Force. I built bombs for a living. I got some good stories.
And played golf a
Um,
lot.
Yeah, mostly.
We have fun with those shows. We like to get new people on there and see what we can get out of them. And you don't have to tell us, bad stories or anything else. We always want to just see what happens with, how you made it or got in the military and stuff. And it's always a good show. We haven't had a complaint about it yet.
Amen. All right, guys. Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, and I'll definitely come back. If I'm not out traveling, Bri, you
Yep.
know I'm in. You
Cool.
got my number.
Absolutely.
And now you wrote my number down, Mark.
No, you never gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
I'll get it from Brian.
I'll
Get it from
forward.
Brian.
I'll forward
And
it to him.
shoot me a text and tell me, just say, hey, this is Mark, and yeah, I'll come on again. Military or shooting the shit or law enforcement, whatever.
Actually, he might be a good one to have on the Veterans Day show if he's around.
If he's around.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm around, I'll definitely come on. You guys are great. I mean, I've known Brian for a long time.
I'm sorry.
This is listen, this is an outlet. It's for us to talk about what we want to talk about and just have a good time with our guests and stuff like that. But before we let you go, we need you to tell everybody where they can find you.
At Ruckus Rocks True Crime Podcast. If you haven't found me yet, you'll never find me. I'm like shit. I'm all over the place. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna let you make like a baby and head out.
Yeah. Listen, don't take any wooden nickels. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Right on. Take care, George.
See
Take
ya.
care, Ruck.
Have a good one.
All right, guys, that was fantastic. Ruckus Rocks from Ruckus Rocks True Crime Podcast. Make sure you're following him on all the socials. And man, it has been super busy in the chatters box tonight. Jinx, thank you very much for moderating this and helping us out with that. That was fantastic of you guys for you to do that for Ruck and us, quite honestly.
Anytime that you want to moderate for us, you're more than welcome.
Hopefully, we didn't have too many trolleys. We try to just make sure that this is a really good platform for everybody to come on and talk about whatever they want to talk about. So, anyway, in the meantime, Mark, what do you have coming up?
Well, this Tuesday, we were going to have a show on Thursday. We were going to do a military show, but I decided that we were going to cancel it this month, and it'll be back next month, and we'll keep it going because I think it'll be a good thing. We have a good thing going there. But we got on Tuesday, we're going to have they call me Toby.
I know that guy.
He's been on our show before. He's been on our show before. About a year ago, he was on our show. I invited him back because I wanted to see what he was up to. Originally, I wanted him for the military show this week, but he couldn't make it. So I decided that I want to, have him on and just talk to him anyways.
Perfect.
It's going to be a good time. And then after that, we got somebody else coming on the show, but we'll announce that next week.
And
because I got to remember how to say his damn name.
that's okay. And guys, until the 18th of the month, we're collecting money for the Children's Miracle Network. Every dollar that you donate is appreciated. Us here at Talking Shit, we understand that not everybody wants to donate 5, 10, 20 bucks, whatever. And we're okay with that. I was telling Mark, I feel like if somebody just donated $1 and then they said, hey, yeah, I just donated $1 to Children's Miracle Network, and they tell their friend, here's the link, here's what it is. Check it out. Children's Miracle Network is a fantastic organization, but check out what they do. And then if you would like to donate, I'm only asking people to donate $1, and that's going to be on Cash App, and that's $TS Podcast. And then we will hand that money that you guys donate. We're going to hand that over on the 19th at, I think 8 p.m. is when they're going to do their.
Probably a little bit before then, but yeah.
Okay.
But that's when we're going to hand it over to them, and I think it's going to be fun because that'll be the last live show, in-person show that we do for a while, probably.
Yeah, because Mark's leaving us. He's no longer going to be the talking and the shit pile. So,
I'll just be somewhere else doing it.
Oh man, it's going to be a different time zone and everything over there, isn't it?
Yeah, when it starts
like 3 hours different. Or
it's an hour, dumbass.
Oh, okay, good. I'm just making sure because I don't want you to get past your bedtime.
It's past your bedtime.
It already is.
I know. That's why I'm surprised you went this long.
So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in tonight, and thank you, Ruckus Rocks Podcast, True Crime Podcast. Thank you very much. It's always an honor to be able to talk and hang out with you. I'd love to come over and drink a beer with you, so we'll get together and do that.
I'd like to meet him in person, anyways.
I think you'd have a great time. Listen, you don't have to drink beers, but you'd have a great time, man.
I'll have my Dr. Pepper.
All right, so you ready to end the show?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Guys, from us here at Talking Shit, my name is Brian.
I'm Mark.
We're out.
And we're out of here. Have a good night.